Hello students, hope all of you are doing well. So in this video we are going to talk about the urea cycle. Let us first know about the history of urea cycle. We all know that urea is the end product of protein metabolism. The nitrogen of the amino acid is converted to ammonia, is toxic to the body. So it is converted to urea and detoxified. Urea is synthesized in liver and transported to kidneys for excretion in urine. This urea cycle is the first metabolic cycle that was elucidated by Hans Krebs and Kurt Henseleit. Hence it is known as Krebs-Henseleit cycle. Let us first now know about the importance of urea cycle. So we all know that ammonia is formed in the various biochemical transformation of amino acids, and this ammonia, it is highly toxic. It cannot be excreted from the body as it is, so it has to be converted to urea, and this takes place in the urea cycle. So this urea cycle, it acts as a defense mechanism. It converts the ammonia into harmless, non-toxic and water-soluble urea, which can be easily excreted through the urine. This urea cycle, it occurs in the liver. Now let us look into the structure of urea. Urea has two amino groups, one derived from ammonia and the other from aspartate. The carbon atom is supplied by carbon dioxide. So it combines two waste products into one molecule, that is the carbon dioxide and ammonia, and it is non-toxic and water soluble. So here in this slide you can see the simple diagram of the urea cycle. It basically contains 5 steps, and we will discuss in details about the steps in the next slide. The urea synthesis is a 5-step cyclic process with 5 distinct enzymes. The first 2 enzymes are present in the mitochondria, while the rest are localized in the cytosol, that you can easily identify from the diagram given in this slide. Now let us discuss in details what happens in the urea cycle. The first step is the formation of carbamoyl phosphate. Here ammonia combines with carbon dioxide to form carbamoyl phosphate. It is catalyzed by the enzyme carbamoyl phosphate synthase. It requires biotin and acetyl glutamic acid, which is also called as AGA, as cofactors. 2 molecules of ATP are used in this reaction. The next is the conversion of carbamoyl phosphate to citrulline. Carbamoyl phosphate combines with ornithine to form citrulline. It is catalyzed by the enzyme ornithine transcarbamylase. The next step is the conversion of citrulline to arginosuccinate. Citrulline combines with aspartate to form arginosuccinate. It is catalyzed by the enzyme arginosuccinate synthase. 1 molecule of ATP is used in this reaction. The fourth step is the conversion of arginosuccinate to arginine. Here what happens to arginosuccinate, that it is cleaved to form arginine and fumarate, and it is catalyzed by the enzyme arginosuccinate lyase. The last step in the urea cycle is conversion of arginine to urea. Arginine is hydrolyzed to urea and ornithine. It is catalyzed by the enzyme arginase. Ornithine, liberated again, combines with the carbamoyl phosphate, and thus the urea cycle is repeated again and again. The urea that is produced in the liver freely diffuses and is transported in blood to kidneys, and from there it is excreted. A small amount of the urea enters the intestine, where it is broken down to carbon dioxide and ammonia by the bacterial enzyme urease. With this we have come to the end of this video. I have tried to explain the urea cycle in the most simplest manner. Hope all of you have understood it.